Hey, welcome back to my channel. This is the channel where we like to take and repurpose old 18650 cells from old laptop batteries. This episode is just going to be a quickie about how to use something that you usually would throw away and use it for some storage. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you an object that most people have around the house, and we're going to utilize it and then use it for some storage. Okay, the object is just some simple old plastic coffee cans. They're shipping coffee in these things now. You can buy them with coffee in them. You can buy them with creamer, sugar, and usually just throw them away or throw them in the recycling bin. But what I've done, take a simple idea here for storage for some of my cells. I'm going to give you a quick view of the process here. Already drilled a couple of them. And what we're going to do is I usually just come right to this part here where the handle is. Okay, and there's a little seam right there. Okay, let's see if you guys can see all that there. And I just drill right on the high spot of that seam. Right down there. Do a couple more here. I'm almost finished with the black ones here. Okay, it's as easy as that. I'm using a hole just big enough that I could put a screw, a little threaded screw here with the head, and then it'll fit right in that hole. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where we're going to put these. We're going to put them right over here on this little rack. And all it is I just had some aluminum sitting around the house, and I just kind of measured about 4 cans wide. And I'm using those on the bottom just for reference. I kind of sit it on there, the trim, that drilled them into the wall. I found a stud in the middle, and the rest of them I just put some screws in the drywall. It's not going to really hold support because we're going to drill each one of the cans into the wall itself. Now these are not going to be meant to be putting a bunch of weights and stuff like that in, but I think some battery parts, some shrink stuff, all of the stuff I've just been kind of collecting in these little bins, and they're kind of overflowing here. I figured I could throw them into a bigger bin, and they're free and something we're going to throw away. So let me show you a little demo how we're going to do that. I'm going to start over on the right hand corner. Usually I got a little drill here with something drilled long enough, and then the holes that I drilled right there, I'm just going to feed that screw through. I'm going to put that right on the wall. Hopefully you guys have good vision of this. Rest it right on that piece of trim. Right against the corner, and just till it hits, and then it kind of sits right there. And then some of the ones that are close to the stud line, I kind of marked it right here where the studs are. I'm going to take a little bit longer of a screw, and I'm just going to go kind of in the corner of the bucket there. Hopefully you can see I'm not totally blocking you. Go right in the corner. And then that's going to grab that stud over there. So this center line, as they come up, are going to grab this stud, and then that's going to be, as you can see, I'm not sure you can see going up there, that kind of line up there. And then that center section is going to kind of help support the whole thing, getting them to the studs. So that's going to be the strong one. And then I'm going to drill them, from one side to another with little screws, and that's going to help support. And then maybe into the wall over there with some little screws. It's kind of be supportive, and like I said, it's not going to hold a lot of weight, but it gives some storage off your bench, and then throw a little stuff up there, gloves and such. Okay, I'm going to put some more in there, and then I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've put about 11 of them up there, and as I drink more coffee, the more I will put up there. But like I said, I just put some screws in the back there. And then along the stud line, when it comes down, I put a little longer screw, about 1 5/8. Let's see if you can find it in there. Well, it kind of goes right in the stud line there, something a little longer. And then you can turn where you've drilled the hole, you can turn them to the side and stuff. Like this one, I grabbed that corner stud in the wall. So I just kind of turned it to the side and then grabbed that stud. And then, like I said, I'm going to put a screw in between these, and that's going to even make it more solid. But you can see, that's pretty solid. Not to put tons of weight in it, of course. But like I said, as we're building battery packs and start accumulating all this stuff, as I'm building some of the projects I had mentioned before, the do-it-yourself solar generator, some power packs, maybe some power walls. You start accumulating stuff that you need. And these little bins I thought were going to be fine, and they kind of outgrew it real quick. I have a bunch of, let's see, heat shrink, and then, a whole bunch of the heat shrink for the battery. So something like that, lightweight, you know what? You could put a whole bunch of battery shrink wrap in there. And it kind of holds it in. It's got a little lip so stuff doesn't fall out. You could put a whole bunch in there. Batteries and such, I mean, you could put batteries in there. I mean, lithiums do weigh less than normal batteries, but I wouldn't suggest it. I'm not going to put them. I rack them here and stuff like that on the ground, nice and steady, or nice and flat. So yeah, but you throw some tape in there. What else? You could throw just miscellaneous, some little tools and stuff, some clamps. Instead of the clamps taking up your space, just grab your clamps, and have just like a little bin just full of clamps. You could probably put, a few of them in there. Let's see. And these aren't very heavy. They just take up space. But there's your clamp bin. Okay. Well, I think it's a great idea to, instead of throwing away these coffee cans or putting them in the recycling bin, utilize them. Saves you money going out and buying shelving system and organizing systems. So thank you very much for visiting and watching this little project to utilize some items that you would be recycling or throwing away anyways. So thanks again. Please, if you haven't, subscribe to the channel so you can see riveting, exciting videos like this about utilizing normal everyday items for storage. And once again, thank you for visiting. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, like I said. Like it if you liked it, and ring that little bell down there, and then you could be updated when crazy videos like this come out. Okay, thanks for coming, and have yourself a wonderful day.